So we started out driving in Chicago this morning, which was kind of exciting, but as you can see, at least the weather was nice. And then it turned into this. Well, at first it was big fat snowflakes, which were really pretty actually, and we were really enjoying ourselves, but then, yeah, this. It inspired us to go to Kohl's to get some winter clothes for me, you know, hat, scarf, mittens, socks. Socks were nice. And while we were at Kohl's, we had possibly the most hobo of our hobo meals so far. You see, we didn't have a knife. What we had was this. But we really wanted cheese sandwiches, so we did our best and came up with this. It's kind of like a sandwich after you chew it. Alright, well, there were some points on that drive where it looked uncertain that we were going to make it here alive, but we're at Epsilon Nu, the Michigan State chapter, and this is their lovely house. And we're going to go ahead and walk up to the door and see if anybody's going to let us in. Their entryway here is really pretty actually, with the arches, and they've got a Psi U flag, and actually right up in front of the door they have a Psi U mosaic with the crest and everything done in tile. One of the neat traditions that they had at the Epsilon Nu that they told us about was that instead of having silly individual pledge names the way we do at the Chi Delta, they'd have pledge class names like the Divine Nine or the Motley Crew, and then they would make paddles as a pledge class with their class names on them. This is their really pretty records room, and actually the Archon's room is right off of this. He has his own suite, left over from when it belonged to their house mother. Then we drove to the Phi chapter in Ann Arbor, Michigan. All of this is the Phi chapter house. So the Phi chapter has 80 active brothers right now, and their current pledge class is 20 brothers, which is definitely the size of our current actives. But only about 30 of them can actually live in the house because the rooms are so big. They're really nice actually. One of them had its own bar. But the way they assign these rooms is actually a really neat system. It's based on activity points, like holding different positions will give you different numbers of points, and then seniority also factors into it. The important thing is that the Archon gets basically infinite points. But it's a neat way of doing things because it encourages people to be active by giving them material rewards for participating in the Brotherhood. It was a really neat house to walk around in, but kind of hard to find things in because the wood paneling would hide a lot of the rooms, like the kitchen. We couldn't find it until one of the brothers showed it to us by walking through the wall.
This is the library where we had our brothers meeting on the computers and where we slept last night in those couches. It's a lovely room. It does have some very interesting, extremely old books over here. This is where we slept. One of us on this couch here across, and the other one on that couch with her legs sticking out underneath the first person's legs. She was the first person.